Hello, everybody. Right now, I want to talk a little bit about how Brie and I got the idea of starting a center. And I would say, while our whole lives was steering in that direction, um, it was probably for me back in 2013 when I was living in the Sacred Valley in Peru with Bree and our three children. And one day I was standing out in the fields in front of our little village there. It was a village around plant medicine and ceremony. And I was standing there and I could feel this energy moving in. And it was really beautiful and awesome in the true sense of awesome. And it was very, very powerful and intense. And I was standing there, I was almost swept away by it. Made it hard to breathe, you know? And I was, at this moment, there was something happening to me that had an impact on me where I wanted to be, all I wanted to do was really be in service of this energy. And that's a beautiful thing. It's like finding the reason why you were born in a way, like your core purpose in this life, in this world at this moment. And yeah, for me, I was just like, I was standing there, how can I be facilitating this? How can I be of help? How can I support this energy to land on this planet? And I guess, like some of you might be in a similar place, we're just that we've been living on this planet and it feels like something is off, like for me, my whole life, I was wondering what is going on here, like there's something missing, there's something not in alignment here. I could sense it, I could feel it, and I wasn't quite sure, but yet the system in which I live was not providing the answers for it. In the contrary, it almost seemed like there was something almost like a glitch that was put into the system that kept us from realizing what was going on and what we really wanted to do with our lives. So it wasn't. It could be pretty clear, but at this moment where I could sense that energy, it was kind of like a purging energy it's almost like like a Noah's Ark. And I come back to that later on too. It was like some kind of purifying energy, but in its purifying aspect, just like the flood, the biblical flood. And I'm not, I'm not religious or anything, like I subscribe to any organized religion, but there's always parts in all kinds of stories of all kinds of religions that make sense to me or that resonate with me, And there's that of like the purifying aspect of that flood that just washes through and just takes away. It's kind of like, or like a storm or whatever you resonate with, that just cleans up all the like a good storm, like all these trees, the woods, like the brittle, the old, the non-functioning aspects of the trees that just fall off. They get the wind is so strong that they can't hold on to the rest anymore. They just fall out, and it's a rejuvenation. It's just a fire going, a forest fire too. Any of those natural forces, that we are afraid of, that are intimidating. They are very, very intense, and they can be destructive. But there's also some aspect in that I really want to invite, that recreation, life, the birthing after death, you know. So so that was kind of like the energy that I was feeling there. That's what I subscribe myself to. You know? It's like, okay, I'll be in service of this. Please guide me. You know, now it's not in my hands. You know, like, but it's in the hands of the cosmic intelligence. Or call it like you want. You know, the divine. So like from that point on, like my own personal profit and get ahead in the game were kind of restructured as like not the driving force of my being on this planet right now. No? Instead, you know, there was like the sense of how can I personally get ahead? How can I really enjoy and thrive in this life if it's at the cost of other people that struggle and strive? You know? How can I thrive where others strive? You know? And so like community first, village first, you know? World first, instead of me first. You know? And I hope you can follow me there, what I'm talking about. You know? But it's an energy that is kind of like maybe the old paradigm was about taking what we could and what we wanted out of it, extracting it, tearing it, and forcing it out of this earth, and thinking like we could actually win in this game while the earth is totally getting depleted, you know? And so like there's like there's this cosmos, and how can this cosmos, that's me being part of the cosmos, how can it thrive if I think I have to take something and prize something and force something away, or dominate this earth, dominate the cosmos, dominate other people, manipulate, you know? All these elements that we learned would help us get ahead in the game, I realized they weren't resonating with me anymore. No? Now what's resonating for me is harmony. You know? How can I be of service of the all, of the community, of life in itself? How can I carry it? How can I contribute to it? How can I help the community thrive, the earth thrive? So we can, so my realization is, I can really, at the end, I cannot personally thrive if everything else isn't. No? So actually, the most egotistical thing that I can do right now, and the most efficient thing for me to get ahead in the game, is actually to not try to get ahead in the game. You know? So collaterally, I thrive if the community thrives. I am in harmony if the world, the earth, the cosmos is in harmony. No? I receive love if I give love. Yeah? So it's a very different take of what we were brought up to believe and subscribe to, and what our system runs on at the moment. So I'm very aware that many people don't want to be part of whatever we are offering here. And from all our conversations and from us living all over the world, I know that many people feel very similar to how we feel right now. And that is at the core of why we want to create this center, this sanctuary, where we can create a new world based on being of service. No? And with service, I don't mean sacrifice, no? Doing something that I don't want to do, but in the contrary, actually, by me being in service, that turns me on so big time, and that makes me feel so alive. If I bring that which I was born to bring into this world at this moment, actually has a huge impact on my life, that makes it way more radiant and exciting, and I'm actually like I'm being fueled by inspiration. And being fueled by inspiration is the spirit, no? Like, so the spirit is carrying me right now. And so while like being disconnected with the all and looking at myself and perceiving myself as like I have to from myself somehow fight for survival. It's a rough life, it's a tough life. What can I do to get ahead? And maybe I include my closest family and my friends in that little bubble to, like how can we all thrive? And so my intention is also not fighting the system or fighting government or whatever. Like it is really not a fight and not using the weapons of the system. No? I don't try to manipulate or convince or have people subscribe to me, but I am in service of this higher, beautiful energy. And all that I do is I open up to it and let it come through me. And through that, I feel very much alive. And through that, this energy can land on this planet and can inspire other people. And if that resonates with you, you are automatically part of the team if you want to. Huh? So that's how easy it is. Huh? And all is based on resonance. Either it matches what you like your resonance or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, that's totally fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. There's no right or wrong way. It's all about resonance right now. So this new community is founded on the principle of resonance and thriving for all beings, for everything, not just for me.